I walked into that restaurant with butterflies in my stomach. Not the nervous kind, but the hopeful kind. The kind that shows up when you really want something to go well. When you're walking into a night you believe could matter. My boyfriend had invited me to dinner with his old college group, his people, a circle he'd known for years, long before me. And though I'd never met them before, I was excited. I wanted to make a good impression. I wanted to belong, but I wasn't prepared for her. She arrived late, a woman with perfect posture and a gaze that could cut glass. She walked in, looked me up and down, not subtly, but like I was merchandise she was appraising, and then smiled. That smile, sharp, cold, dismissive, and then she said it. "Oh, so you're the current one. Cute." And just like that, the entire table went silent. No one laughed. No one corrected her. No one looked shocked. My boyfriend, he chuckled awkwardly, then changed the subject. And I sat there, still, holding my breath, like it might hide the humiliation crawling up my throat. That moment, 5 seconds, maybe less, changed the entire night. 20 minutes passed. I didn't say a word. No one asked how I was doing, not even him. And the longer I sat there, the more I felt like I wasn't part of that table. I was an outsider, a placeholder, just the current one. So I got up, quietly. No scene, no dramatic exit. I just excused myself, stepped outside, and ordered an Uber, and I went home. Later that night, he called. Not to ask if I was okay, not to apologize for what she said, but to tell me I had embarrassed him, that I had made it a thing, that I should have been chill, because she didn't mean anything by it. And then, like salt in a fresh wound, he told me I should apologize to her for leaving like a child. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. He was more upset that I had walked away than that she had disrespected me in front of everyone. I didn't cause a scene. I didn't yell. I didn't insult anyone. I left. I protected myself. I reclaimed my dignity when no one else at that table would do it for me. And now, he wants me to feel ashamed. I've replayed that moment 100 times in my mind. Could I have stayed? Could I have laughed it off? Could I have smiled and pretended it didn't sting? Sure, maybe. But why should I? Why should I accept a label like the current one as if I were a temporary fixture? A passing fling? A name not even worth remembering? That phrase, the current one, it carries weight. It erases you. It turns you into a statistic, a body, a background character in someone else's story, in the way no one said anything. It told me everything I needed to know. This wasn't new for them. This wasn't shocking. This was expected. And that's what hurt the most. Not the insult from a stranger, but the silence from the man who was supposed to be on my side. He didn't say, "Hey, that's not cool." He didn't pull her aside. He didn't check in with me under the table or whisper, "Are you okay?" He laughed, shrugged it off, and moved on. But I couldn't. Because when someone disrespects you in a room full of people and no one stands up for you, that silence speaks louder than the insult. I didn't need him to make a grand scene. I didn't expect fireworks. I didn't need him to declare undying love. I just needed something. Something to show me I mattered, that I wasn't just a placeholder. Instead, he asked me to apologize. And that's when something clicked. If he can't stand up for me in this, what happens when life gets harder? When the stakes get higher? If he can't face a rude friend, how will he face real problems? It's not about drama. It's about respect. It's about knowing that the person sitting beside you is willing to defend your name, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's awkward, especially when you're being diminished by someone else's insecurities. And let's talk about her, that woman, that friend. She didn't say, "Hi, nice to meet you." She didn't ask my name. She didn't offer a handshake or even a fake smile. She reduced me to a title, the current one, as if she knew my expiration date before she even knew me. Maybe she's bitter. Maybe she wanted to be more than just his friend. Maybe she's watched a carousel of girlfriends come and go and decided none of them are worth learning names for. But whatever the reason, it's not my problem. Her rudeness is not my fault. My reaction, quiet, composed, decisive, wasn't immature. It was self-preservation. It was choosing not to sit through an evening where I was clearly unwelcome. But somehow, he made me the villain. The one who overreacted. The one who made it awkward. The one who should have been chill. And now, he wants me to apologize. For what? For valuing myself? For not tolerating disrespect? For refusing to let someone degrade me in front of others and then pretend it was just a joke? No, I won't apologize. I may have been the current one that night. But the moment he told me to apologize to the person who insulted me, he became the last one. I don't want to be with someone who asks me to shrink so he can stay comfortable. I don't want to be with someone who laughs along when others minimize me. I don't want to be with someone who protects the feelings of the person who hurt me more than my dignity. I want someone who sees me, who hears me, who respects me, even when it's inconvenient, especially when it's inconvenient. So, am I the asshole? Because I left quietly, with dignity? Because I refused to pretend that comment didn't hurt? Because I expected the man I was dating to defend me, or at least acknowledge that I was hurt? Or is it possible that walking away wasn't childish at all? Maybe it was the most adult thing I could have done. Maybe silence in the face of disrespect isn't strength. Maybe the real strength is knowing when to say, "This isn't good enough for me." Maybe that was the moment I stopped being the current one and started being someone who knew her worth. Wow, what a ride. This one hits deep. Because let's be honest, we've all been there. Maybe not in a restaurant, maybe not with a group of college friends, but we've all felt that moment, that sting, when someone reduces us to something less than human. And worse, when someone we care about lets it slide. What happened to the woman in this story wasn't just about a petty comment. It was about the invisible lines of respect, of loyalty, of being seen. And it begs the question, how many of us have stayed in rooms we should have left? How many of us have laughed along to insults we didn't find funny, just to keep the peace? And how many of us have learned the hard way that silence from the people closest to us can be just as painful as the insult itself? To the person who shared this story, thank you for your honesty, for your dignity, for reminding us all that knowing your worth and walking out when it's being chipped away is not an act of immaturity, it's an act of courage. So now, to you listening, what would you have done? Would you have stayed and been chill? Or would you have stood up, grabbed your bag, and chosen self-respect over social comfort? Let us know in the comments, because sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. You just get up and leave. This has been AITA Stories. Until next time, know your worth and never settle for being someone's current one.